To enter jump space, one must prove that it exists, and in doing so, it will reach out and prove that you exist. Unknown jump space technician. Landomir had been a jump space navigator for all his life, just like his father and his father before him, just like every being of his species, renowned navigators all for 1,000 generations. Heavy set, a large creature of notable mass and cross-section, he was perfectly in tune with his shop, his crew. He knew every inch of the ship from top to bottom, every bolt and nut and sheet of plates, and accounted for, memorized in his superior memory. It had to be. The alternative was smearing himself and his passengers across light years of space as an atomically thin paste of wasted talent. Because from the moment his drive rings began spooling to the moment he dropped back out, because as soon as they began untangling a formula as old as time, he would be fighting for his life, and the lives of every sentient being in cold storage below him. It would not be a battle of strength, no. It would be cold, calculated math. The calculus of existence. To prove jump space existed was to prove you were inside it, and to prove you were inside it required proof that you existed to be inside it. Success would mean safe passage. Failure would erase the pilot from existence in an instant, leaving their ship to fall against the boundary planes at thousands of light years a second. The result would be visible for years to come. All systems are green, equations prepped, go on your mark. Landomir didn't like her, his new human co-pilot. He didn't like humans as a whole, pretentious upstarts that they were. 1,000 generations spent sculpting the best jump space pilots the galaxy had ever seen, and they were usurped in a fraction of that time by a species who couldn't even remember what they'd had for breakfast. But they were mandatory on every jump ship now, as a backup failsafe, if not full pilots. It wasn't that she irked him in any way. It wasn't personal, but as she handed him his equations, he could help but feel that little twinge of annoyance. His equations were thick, voluptuous, rich with data and calculations and merits. Weight to mass ratio, gravity displacement mappings, the weight of his hair, and the amount of dead skin he lost every day, all listed, categorized, memorized sheets on sheets of hard-copied paper which proved, without a doubt, that he existed. The stack reached his elbow, even reclined in his command couch. The human, on the other hand, had a single sheet of paper. Just one. It took less than a breath to read it off. She had explained it to him once, back when her single sheet of paper was unbearable, and not just annoying, what it meant. She did not use math to prove she existed, because merely by existing, she deserved to keep existing. So great was her arrogance, her trust in herself and her existence, that in trusting herself, she made herself exist. It was cyclical. It made not sense. But it worked for her, and it worked for millions, billions of other humans, all of them coming, going, laughing, hating, fully uncaring that their existence was based only on the lie of themselves, or the arrogance to assume that by credit of existing in that single moment, they would exist in the next, and the next, forever. It was so simple. It was the height of arrogance. I think, therefore I am.